Yeah, good morning. My name is Maximilian Kammerer. I studied economy and my first job was at Roland Berger, the biggest German consultancy group. I think the biggest challenge there was after the wall came down in Eastern Germany to restructure all the socialist combinates over there, and which was really pioneer work from a restructuring perspective as well as from a personal perspective, because rebuilding the eastern part of Germany and helping to that I think was a big portion of work. I contributed to that. After that I was looking for new challenges. One of my clients was Apple Computer. At that point in time, rather on a downturn than an updrift, and I decided to join them to help to rebuild Apple as it is today. So for 12 years I had all kind of international jobs, starting from service business in Central Europe over international business, international re-engineering of business processes, and setting up the business completely new. And I think the adventure was to work closely together with Steve Jobs and Tim Cook at that time, and get all the experience from what it means to build a new business. What you can see at the moment at Apple's service business, their Genius Bar and everything else, that's part of our work at that time. And I think it's still one of the leading customer experiences in after-sales service what we built there. Yeah, I think the biggest learning for me during that time was that nowadays Apple is known mainly for customer experience and product design. I think Apple is known really for execution power and relentless focus on what really needs to happen. One was saying what I would say confronted on a regular basis directly by Steve Jobs was, don't compromise my design, find a solution or I will find somebody who finds a solution instead of you. I found a solution then, and I think it challenged me really to go new ways and find new ways of working, as well as coming up with creative idea instead of rediscussing problems and issues. My next challenge was to join another big consumer electronics company, which was Nokia. I was asked to completely rebuild their entire customer service business on a global basis. That means several thousand people in 140 countries. Overall, a huge budget in the billion euro size. Biggest challenge there was how do you influence a global organization and directly influence people in 140 countries to align around a strategy, to execute that strategy, and to use their collective intelligence to move forward. After 5 years, we were so successful that we could reduce the overall cost by I think, at about 65%, increasing customer satisfaction, and it was the first time ever that Nokia had an overall global aligned customer service strategy. The time was mainly between 2003 and 2008, and we started with building a complete new team on a global basis. It was rather built on diversity, taking people from all over the world, forming a really powerful team, taking young, innovative people into the management team, not necessarily the old proven ones or the ones from the history and legacy. And then in addition to that, we created one thing which I think was game-changing, which was the so-called learning journey. We took the 200 top leading people in customer care. We then brought them together to learn together, to create future solutions together, and to form the strategy together. And I think the new idea around that was that it was not only a diverse team around the leaders, it was together with customers, consumers and suppliers as well. And so we applied the first time the collective intelligence of the entire customer care ecosystem to get the added value into the organization. I think the first and foremost thing is to bring my 20 years experience from operational experience into that. So that means I'm coming from the hands-on industry. I've really done it myself. Therefore, I've done a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of good things as well. But taking the learning and more or less apply that to our clients is the number one contribution. Secondly, I think my strengths are in concepting, developing and bringing things alive, as well as I think my colleagues would call it bringing things and people together to create value and meaning. And Of course, on top of that, the strategic aspects of our industries and how to apply new innovative ways of working into operational industry. These are nice. I think 4092 is leading the way in alternative strategy development and execution. We are having a holistic approach, taking all stakeholders and contributors into consideration and trying to make the whole thing as pragmatic as possible. I think bringing the right methodology and content together to create the right impact at the right time is especially an important thing for all kind of organizations at their different maturity stages, from very young companies, startup companies, all the way through to mature corporates who most likely don't know anymore how to do it. My role at 4092 is mainly to bring the strategic concepts together, to take the industry knowledge and expertise into that, and I would say take the pragmatic approach and the doable and tangible items into the business for our clients.
Great, thank you.